For over 4.5 millennia, the Great Pyramid has stood as the benchmark for structural precision, and today, its stone tiers rise from the Giza Plateau with a geometric perfection that matches modern laser leveling. Identifying how it was built has challenged observers for centuries. Greek historians, writing 2,000 years after its completion, estimated it required the constant labor of 360,000 men over 2 decades. This lack of a clear mechanical explanation allowed myths to take root, ranging from the use of vast slave armies to theories of supernatural intervention. But modern archaeology has mapped a different reality. The pyramid was the output of a sophisticated state-run supply chain, utilizing the same logistics that managed the country's agriculture. The Great Pyramid is a record of specific administrative systems, a coordinated application of taxation, meticulous resource management, and immense human organization. The accuracy seen at Giza was the result of a documented architectural evolution. Earlier structures, like Djoser's tomb at Saqqara, used a stepped design that functioned as a series of stacked platforms. This was a process of trial and error. During the reign of King Sneferu, builders were forced to change the structure's angle mid-construction to prevent a collapse, creating a permanent record of an engineering adjustment. That failure provided the data needed for the Red Pyramid, the first successful attempt at smooth-sided geometry. The mathematics of Giza were built on this foundation of structural experiments and the technical lessons learned from previous collapses. Mobilizing the necessary human power relied on the corvée system. Instead of currency, citizens paid a mandatory tax through seasonal labor on state projects. The workforce operated through a rigid hierarchy, divided into crews of 2,000, which were then partitioned into specialized units of 20 men. Archaeological excavations have uncovered the specific living quarters for these crews. These gallery barracks at Giza were designed to house and manage up to 2,000 temporary workers at a time. The volume of animal bones and pottery refuse found at the site indicates these laborers were provided with a consistent diet of meat, bread, and beer, maintained by a vast support staff of bakers and butchers. The pyramid builders were state-supported citizens, integrated into a national project that provided housing and sustenance in exchange for labor. Moving the heavier stone components required manipulating the environment. Engineers used the annual Nile floods to fill man-made canals, lifting transport barges closer to the construction site. Written evidence of this system survived in the Diary of Merer, a 4,500-year-old logbook kept by a transport official. Merer's logs detail the transport of 2.5-ton limestone blocks from the Tura quarries directly to a specialized port at the base of the Giza Plateau. For the final overland stretch, workers used wooden sledges. By pouring water to lubricate the sand, they reduced the friction required to pull the blocks to the pyramid's base. The Egyptians turned the seasonal flooding of the Nile into a predictable logistical advantage, using water to bridge the gap between distant quarries and the plateau. Raising millions of blocks to a height of 147 meters was the supply chain's final bottleneck, performed without the use of pulleys or iron tools. A straight external ramp is unlikely, requiring more material than the pyramid itself. A spiral ramp solves this, but covers the corners, preventing architects from ensuring straight edges. Houdin's model suggests an internal solution, hauling stones through a corkscrew ramp inside the core. This theory provides a use for the Grand Gallery. Its steep incline and grooved benches may have served as a track for a counterweight system, designed to help haul the 60-ton granite beams for the king's chamber. Utilizing the pyramid's own internal volume for transport currently stands as the most viable way to meet the project's spatial and material constraints. This workforce table shows the staggering pace of assembly. To finish in 20 years, builders had to precisely place a block every few minutes for the duration of the working day. This required total synchronization between the quarrymen, the sailors navigating the floods, and the masons on the upper tiers. Ultimately, every single stage of the massive build depended entirely on the precise timing of thousands of individual workers. Construction on this scale forced the state to standardize measurements and accounting across the entire Nile Valley. In solving the logistical problems of the pyramid, the Egyptians created the administrative tools required to manage their civilization.